AI analytics, how ESG helps, and how AI helps us to monitor and to investigate the companies and organizational whether they are using ESG in their companies and in their organization or not. Okay, so my name is Dr. Sima. Currently, I'm serving University Tunku Abdul Rahman as an assistant prof. And now here we are. I wanna jump into this interesting topic. Okay, so uh, I'm sure you all have heard about AI, generative AI nowadays is kind of very hot trend, and everyone keep on discussing about AI. So in ESG also, it has a very important impact. Let me first talk about ESG and then the relation between this and AI-driven analytics. So this framework is taken from official portal of the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry Malaysia, and it discusses about the different aspects of ESG. So let me just briefly explain about ESG. As you know, it stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance Framework. So this framework helps us to see how responsibly and sustainably an organization operates beyond all just financial performance. Okay, it's not just gaining money. We want them to, be environmental friendly, socially impactful, and also follow the governance rules and regulations. Okay, so I'm looking at this ESG in kind of Malaysian point of view and also globally. Okay, while I'm talking globally, I try to uh, discuss a little bit about how Malaysia is working on this. Okay, so first thing, we want to know why we need ESG and why is it now? Okay, the first thing is global challenges. So everyone knows these days the temperature of the globally is quite high because of the greenhouse gas emissions. The polar ice are melting. We are facing extreme weather events like wildfires, floods, tsunamis, earthquakes. So these climate changes made us to realize and notice that our activities are impacting the global changes, especially the carbon emission. If we look at in social expectations, nowadays companies prefer and demand to have ethical behaviors, demands for ethical behaviors. They are trying to be fair in labor practice. They want the human rights to be followed. And because of all those things, we also need to look at social side of the uh, companies and businesses. Also, nowadays, Malaysia is a big victim of banking scandals. And, people trust the third parties and then they lose money from their bank account. And nowadays, it's a very serious um, problem in Malaysia. And also, these scandals globally impacts the societies like For example, Wirecard and Tronos, those are companies that they try to motivate consumers to come and use their cards, their MasterCards, Visa cards, and in behind, all of them was fake, and it was just, stealing money from the customers, and it's a big failure, especially in Germany, because this company comes from the Germany. These kind of scandals made us to highlight the need for transparency and ethical leadership in the businesses. On the other hand, also, the investor and market pressure has played an important role for this ESG importance and use of ESG. For example, nowadays, most of the investors try to go for companies that are following the ESG requirements. According to Bloomberg report, almost 1/3 of total assets nowadays are under companies where they use ESG requirements. Okay, so if you look at the financial rating agencies, also they try to look at the ESG rating of the companies. So if company has poor ESG rating, then it will harm their reputation and investment attractions. Okay, and if companies has strong ESG platforms, it can improve their financial resilience, risk management, and long-term business value. So even investors nowadays prefer to go for companies that they implement ESG requirements in their entire production or service life cycle. Okay. Next is about the regulatory momentum. Okay, nowadays, corporate sustainability reporting directive of Europe, they introduce a list of companies in Europe, and they disclose the detail of their ESG activities, whether they are sustainable, environmental friendly, socially, and also they follow the governance metrics or not. Okay, so governments also are trying to put more effort on monitoring companies, whether they are following the ESG requirements or not. Okay, so when we look at Malaysia in this context, and recently Bank Negara Malaysia introduced a framework, climate risk framework, to ensure the banks and financial institutes related to the banks are assessing and managing the climate-related financial risk. Okay, so even in Malaysia, it's they have put much effort on these requirements, and also it is mandatory to disclose their ESG report publicly to show that whether they have transparency, whether they are following the ESG metrics or not. Okay, so these are the examples and the importance that people believe that they have to work on ESG in order to have to reduce these kind of issues, especially the global challenges that we are facing nowadays a lot. Okay, so apart from the definition of ESG and the importance of this, we want to see how AI can help us for these three important aspects of ESG. The first thing is we try to look at environmental aspects to see how AI can help us. Okay, so in environmental aspects, usually AI will help in smart energy management and carbon tracking. Okay, so most of the companies try to install some sensors. Later, I will share a case study that they are doing this to monitor the energy consumption within their workplace, inside the building. And the other one can be in carbon tracking, means that companies try to monitor their carbon tracking using AI-based applications. For example, carbon footprint monitoring application. Okay, so this helps real-time tracking and also predictive analysis and automated reporting. So throughout the entire supply chain of the company, they can track their CO2 emission real time to see whether they are following to be reduce the carbon emission or not. And also they can set target for having a net zero target. Then they try to do the activities to work with the procedures inside the company to meet that target. Okay, so for that, there are different softwares that can help them to do this monitoring, like Microsoft Sustainability Managers, IBM, and VZ. And also, after doing this tracking, they can produce automated reports to, to make a decision to modify if it is necessary. And the help of AI also will help us to reduce the manual tracking errors. If we do these kind of tracking manually, definitely we will have some human errors. And also we can speed up by using AI to monitor, to make a report and all those necessary activities that we may need to do so. Okay, so if we look at it socially, nowadays, when you want to apply for any kind of position, you may face some of them, especially I have had this experience. They had a generative AI chatbot. Instead of having a physical or online meeting, they set a chatbot and then they try to interview me using the generative AI. Means that they send me the question. I had to answer that question while I'm recording my presentation. So then they have the AI-based analysis, AI-driven video analysis to evaluate my response. Okay, so we can use the help of AI for fair hiring. Okay, this can be like people send their resume, their CV to us, and the software and the application can help us to assess the candidate based on their skills and qualifications. And as I mentioned, we can have a video analysis kind of interview. So instead of, this AI can help us to reduce, um, um, to be fair in hiring procedure. They can also remove some information of people who send us resume to be fair for detecting the appropriate candidate for the job. So socially, it has an important impact uh, for having fair hiring in the recruitment procedures of the companies. The other example is in the governance sector. Okay, so as I mentioned, the fraud detection is an important activities, especially in banking sector. They want to identify the anomalies in the transactions, in the records, and also they try to flag unethical behavior. So by the help of AI, we can have this kind of software to help us to find out any kind of anomalies and we can even have the flag on suspicious activities during the transaction, the payment, and even unauthorized access. I'm not sure whether you heard about Deloitte argues it's kind of machine learning and natural language processing. It helps us to, find and scan the communications and financial reports. Uh, this will help companies to find fraud, if there is any fraud or irregular kind of activities or breaches. There is another AI-based tool called SAP. So they use AI models to help organization in terms of their whether they have risk across different departments that they have to control and prevent any scandals happen in their procedures. And AI also strengthen the internal controls to ensure the regularity and compliance, whether it is met or not. So this can be done by doing real-time monitoring and reducing the governance risk through their entire life cycle. So is there any question so far?
Dr. Sima, I think there is a
Yes.
question
Okay, I can.
by Mr. Ikwan
Ikwan, in the chat.
in the chat. Can you see that in the chat?
Oh, let me check the chat. Can we consider anything related to software in a system is AI approach? How this is most in terms of governance? Actually, not everything in software we can say it is AI. If a software is using AI-based models, if they do analysis based on AI models, we can consider they are using AI. But definitely not all softwares are considering AI. But nowadays, AI makes their life easy. So even the software developers, they try to use AI functionalities in order to, to perform better than the traditional AI software development. So we cannot generally say that all of them are using AI, but I can say nowadays most of them try to use AI approach in their production. Okay, Kwan, is it clear for you?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
you're welcome. Okay, let's continue.
I
If
have another
during
question.
my
Oh, okay.
yes,
Uh,
yeah,
uh, I'm just curious about the predetermined change control plan. How it
okay,
works in terms of the governance.
okay. So when we are talking about predetermined means that there is a prediction method. So based on the data, later I will share more. When we are collecting the data and analyzing the data, so these data, especially, I give you a simple example in ChatGPT. When you are asking question from ChatGPT, so definitely you have to look at it again. So it's not 100% trustable. Means that the data itself also is human generic data. So there may some information we collect from our company that because it's generated by human, it may be not 100% correct. So in terms of that, we have to be careful about the data, especially the privacy, whether people are aware about we are using their data or not. So later I will discuss more about how governance will take into this kind of uh, events that happen inside the company. What
Prof,
level is really
Prof,
implemented in English?
Dr.
Yeah.
Sima, why don't you finish
Yes,
and
yes.
then go for question and answers later?
Yeah, okay.
That'll be better.
So,
All right, okay.
yeah, okay. Let me
Because some of the questions
continue.
may have the answers what you're going to present.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you can be patient, I will answer most
Later,
of them.
later. Once you're finished, you later. Okay, good. Thanks.
Okay. Welcome. So let's move on. Okay. So here in this slide, I want to discuss about what Mr. Ikwan just mentioned, how we can use AI for the compliance and sustainable reporting. Okay, this is an important section I want to emphasize more, especially the data collection and integration. So as you know, every department, every company has different sectors like finance, customer service, IT, okay? So the data itself from these departments, we need to gather. We can have structured and unstructured data from different and various systems like ERP, IoT sensors, and then collecting these heterogeneous data and then integrating this and doing the analysis is not an easy task. So AI will help us to do this kind of analysis. Okay, so later, but after having this analysis, AI also will help us to generate automated reporting like a dashboard, or even reporting as having the ability to change the parameters to modify the uh, the parameters to come out with the related kind of report. So AI also will help us to generate automatic reporting. Okay, so in terms of carbon and climate analytics, companies try to use IoT sensors using predictive models to measure whether they are to measure the carbon emission. Okay, and then by this they can understand the level of the climate risk that they generate within their companies. So also AI models try to simulate climate scenarios to assess how climate risk impact in the business continuity. And also it can help to enhance climate risk management regularity. Okay, in terms of governance, risk, and compliance, uh, with the help of machine learning algorithms, we will be able to find the anomalies, to find unethical behaviors, to, generate our financial reportings. As I mentioned earlier, the Litlo argues tries to detect the risk or if there is any ESG violations. And in terms of supply chain monitoring, in starting from the raw materials to the customers, the whole chain in between is we call it as supply chain. So monitoring the entire supply chain is a big task for the companies. So if we use the AI-driven softwares, we can be transparent in multi-level of the global suppliers and to see whether ESG performance is meeting them or not using satellite data or online sentiment, social media, or ESG databases. As an example, if you consider Amazon, they have this kind of supply chain monitoring, and they use AI for that by the help of RFID. So they have the barcodes in every production that they have, and also they have a barcode reader, and they set time to scan all the shelves, all the inventory that they have to monitor every kind of metrics. It can be carbon emission, it can be in terms of the reporting, sustainable reporting, and many other, even the logistic. If they want to send a product to the customers, they use the help of AI to decide the best route. And this will help them to have less consumption of the oil or car battery to help them to be ESG to follow the ESG requirements. And also AI will help for decision making. Any kind of analysis or optimization model, if they are AI based, they can introduce the sustainable decisions and reduce any consumption. It can be oil consumption, it can be fuel consumption, it can be cost optimal suggestion or decision will be given to the companies. Okay, next. So this is the case study I want to discuss here is Microsoft AI-driven sustainability program. Okay, so they try to use this program to optimize their carbon footprint. So they had the goal, they set a goal to become carbon negative by 2030. Okay, so for that, they try to use AI-powered modeling, predictive analysis. They use to enhance energy efficiency across the entire company to improve the resource management, to reduce carbon emissions, and any kind of metrics that is related to ESG can be monitored in terms of their activities. They even, as I mentioned earlier, they even have smart buildings, especially in their Redmond headquarters. They deployed AI and IoT sensors to optimize their energy usage. So they use this in over 100 buildings to monitor their activities. Also, they have sustainable cloud, means that when people are using a cloud, they try to use the green data centers in order to be, to have less carbon emission. And in terms of the biodiversity and health, they try to provide cloud and AI tools to organize if there is any environmental challenge or in agriculture, in water quality, in their organizations. Okay, another example I want to discuss about Tesla. Okay, Tesla is having the self-driving system. So they use deep learning method to make the driving safe and also to have a best route in order to reduce carbon emission by optimizing the routes and the braking pattern. And also it minimizes their energy waste by managing the battery performance. And also these batteries is rechargeable, and also it has recovery in their charging cycle. And also Tesla in their gigafactories, they use AI-driven automations to streamline production lines in terms of resource utilization, cutting the waste and energy use. And also it helps to detect if there is any anomalies in their equipment or breakdown, or the reduced material scrap rates. And so it tries to help the life cycle of the production line in order to be ESG driven or AI driven. So definitely environmental reporting and optimization is there, and they try to analyze their energy input, water use, and carbon emission real time. And also it helps Tesla to have ESG disclosures. They try to identify the hotspots, to have a plan, to make a target for the zero waste. Okay. And also Tesla is a pioneer in renewable energy grid integration. And also they have the Autobuilder platform that uses AI to manage energy storage in the system, and all the necessary activities in terms of having having this kind of renewable energy in the battery life cycle of the car. Okay, now I keep on talking about the advantages of AI, ESG, and all those things. Now, what are the challenges? I may answer most of your questions from these slides, okay? So data availability and accessibility. This was the things I wanted to explain more. So here we should explain, we should identify the human rights and governance practices. Okay, it is still a challenge. I would not say that human right is there, data governance is there. It's not like that. It is still a big challenge of using AI, especially the data is qualitative data, it's self-reported data and non-digitized. So we have this challenge in AI-driven, activities, especially in ESG. The other one is the lack of standardization and framework. So luckily in Malaysia, we have this framework, okay, metrics, benchmark data, but it is different from place to place, from region to region or sector to sector. Even inside Malaysia, different regions may have different requirements that needs to be taken into account. So this is another challenge. The other one is data quality and veracity. So here we can have, AI is using the trained data. So the data itself is important for us because nowadays we are suffering from inaccuracy, greenwashing, and any kind of manipulation. In next slide, I will explain more about greenwashing. Okay. And also real-time data collection. So for that, we use IoT sensors, satellite, and also monitoring all those source of the data throughout the supply chain using satellites. We have still delays and resolution for integrating the data. Okay, so data collection is still a challenge. Next one is unstructured data types. So when we have a structured type, for example, emission level. So this is a structured type. We have the numbers, numerical data for that. But when it goes to news articles, ESG reports, social media, we are facing with unstructured data. So having both kind of data, it's not easy to maintain. So we can use AI to detect all these, especially the sentiment analysis, but it's hard nowadays, and there might be different kind of um, trusted kind of data that we are not able to detect by using the AI. Ethical and privacy concerns. So this one also is an important aspect, especially in social and governance aspect. As Mr. Ikwan mentioned, we have sensitive personal or community data that we need to take it into account. Using AI, we can analyze them, but we have to ensure the privacy law and the data governance. And integration across systems, we have different kind of system in every organization, operational data, finance data, HR, different kind of heterogeneous systems we have. So sometimes AI modeling, if they want to assess the ESG risk, they fail if HR and environmental data system are disconnected. Okay, so these kind of challenges we may have. Okay, so may I ask how much time is left for me?
You can continue, no problem.
Okay.
Mm.
So this is greenwashing. I wanted to explain more. So it means that some of the companies, they are misleading customers in terms of they are claiming that their production and their service is environmental friendly or socially responsible, but the reality is not like that. They try to motivate customers, investors to come to their department, their company and invest. And they are showing that we are we are environmental friendly, we are socially responsible, but in reality, it is not like that. Okay. So for that, um, AI can help us to find out whether they are creating the false data or not by monitoring or finding their report. They can provide information for us and verify whether the companies are environmentally friendly or not. Okay, AI also here can help us. And also we can ensure that organizations should be able to explain how AI makes their decision or prediction, especially for reporting. Okay, so in this case, we might need the transparency. Okay. And also, human expert we need to review their AI outputs to check the errors or check whether there is misleading information. Okay, so here also AI can help us. In terms of the consistency, by having these consistency across all platforms, the reports, websites, any kind of advertisement or their social media, we can see their performance. And also by having a real-time monitoring and auditing, we can use AI system to help us to do so. And also we can have a regular audit in a certain times of the year to have this kind of monitoring. Also, we can engage stakeholders in a co-creation, means that we can include investors, regulators, employees, or customers into ESG design, and also we can show them the accountability, or this will help them to trust the company. And also in terms of regularity check, AI system can find out if there is an unreal or if there is misaligned kind of goal that they claim. But if the reality is something else, they can detect, but by this kind of auditing and then disclose the ESG reporting for investors or customers to see how they perform. Okay, here we can see the maturity of AI in different business areas. So this slide also will help us to see how mature and how is the level of ESG by looking at these items on the right side. Okay, so if we look at in the marketing business, the AI maturity level is quite high because AI will help us to do the customer segmentation. Nowadays, by the help of AI, we can have personalization and we can have recommended systems to recommend customers and help them to buy their favorite material, to recommend any other kind of product in case if they are interested. Okay, so by that we have a rich source of information and database and clear KPIs in the especially in marketing. I'm sure you have done your online shopping throughout Shopee, Lazada, even Amazon and eBay. So you can see the difference. You can see how AI is helping us to find our favorite good that we are looking for. Okay, so if you are asking me about the level of maturity in finance, also is quite high because they have a very strong AI-driven fraud detection softwares, especially in banking sector. I cannot say 100%, but still is a good practice. They have a very mature standardization and also regularity pressures. In operations and SCM, still there is a room for improve. I would say it's moderate to high. If you look at the AI support demand forecasting, inventory optimization, route planning, data is kind of structured, and we can do this monitoring real time. About customer service is high. We can have recommendation system, we can have system sentiment analysis, AI chatbots, virtual assistants. So these are very well-known activities and applications in customer service area. So in ESG and sustainability is quite low. It's a new paradigm. It's emerging and rapidly evolving. But there are big hurdles. I already mentioned the key problems and key challenges in especially data quality, standardization, and interpretability. Okay. So ethical guidelines for AI in ESG. So if we look at in data manipulation, they use audit, third-party verified data, document sources. Okay, in terms of the algorithmic bias, they test AI models for fairness, ensure diversity in training data. In terms of greenwashing risk, they try to align AI output with auditable ESG metrics. Okay. If we look at privacy intrusion, so we try to minimize data collection, anonymize and protect identities of the data. Okay. Lack of accountability means that we can define the rules, we keep human in the loop. And in terms of misusing ESG for the compliance, we can have AI checkbox compliance or public image rather than real sustainability impact. Displacement of human expertise, it can be involving this multidisciplinary ESG team. Okay, that's all. If you have any question, please go ahead.
Now, before we go for question and answers, Arjuna, could you have photos?
Yeah, let me
Let's take a photo
turn
first.
on. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Please turn on your cameras.
Wait, okay.
Okay, all right.
Uh, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay,
Okay, thanks. Oh, one ran away.
okay.
Sorry, I
And
have a problem with my camera.
Oh, it's okay. No, we had 13 just now. Now got 12. Okay, all right. Okay, okay. Question and answers. Sima, can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
No, this.
I think so good. There's in the chat, right? There's so
Yeah,
many
I know,
questions.
I just want to ask one before they go. Now, this ESG is an old concept, right? Very old
Yeah.
concept,
Yes.
right? Isn't it?
I cannot say old concept, but nowadays it comes to
No. You see, it's old concept because the multinationals introduced this in the 70s. I remember
Okay.
companies like Motorola and all. But the introduction of AI to ESG is something recent, right?
Yes, true.
True, right? Okay, now,
Yeah.
to what extent can it deter falsifying data for reporting?
Can you please come again?
Now, to what extent can this help to deter falsifying data for reporting?
Okay.
Mm.
So, the most important things in the data,
Yeah.
when we are analyzing data, is
All right.
the data collection, and
Okay.
also we are having different kind of data. As I mentioned, whether our data can be structured, unstructured, and it's a big challenge nowadays, detecting the data and analyzing, and then extracting the useful data to help us to make a decision. This is an important rule of the AI, and especially machine learning methods that can make us to extract the useful information and data from raw data, and then manipulate, analyze, apply the models in order to extract the data that will help us for decision making. Okay, so this decision making can go to the environmental kind of decision, how much carbon emission uh, they are having, or social, or governance. So our role here is to use appropriate analysis in order to extract the useful and powerful information for us, and to help managers to make a decision.
So, although we are using AI, data can be manipulated or falsified, right?
If third party access the data, they can manipulate and we can foresee it. Okay, still is a challenge, as I mentioned, because we are not, we are receiving the human generated data. The data can be generated in any ways. So it is the AI help for us to help us to detect the anomaly data from the real data.
Okay.
I hope I
Thank
can
you.
answer your question.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question and also some input lah. Mr. Sugu,
Yeah.
regarding this concept of ESG,
Yeah.
it's actually the concept of ESG was started in around 2004 during this
No.
UN Global Compact.
In the 70s, I
No,
was
the
involved with Motorola. Motorola
the
was introduced in the 70s.
yeah, but the coin, the
Yeah.
ESG in the context of UN Global Compacts is
Okay.
actually introduced in around 2004 because of this very important paper, Who Cares Win, paper.
Okay, all right.
You can search that in the internet. The paper is Who Cares Win. Is actually was published by the UN Global Compact, and starting
right.
from that, it becomes every nation, every every companies wants to comply with that
Okay.
that thing.
Maybe globalized in 2004.
Yeah, but
Okay.
one
But in the
issue here,
70s, I remember because I was involved in Motorola, they
yeah,
would not sign any companies as their vendor if they do not fulfill this ESG.
I think that may be related, but that paper in 2004 is very important time
Okay.
when people are serious about this. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I just want to relate this presentation today with the what happened on the 26th of October when we signed the agreement with the US. Yeah.
Okay.
Recently, yeah.
Okay.
This is a losing aspect in terms of ESG implementation. Yeah,
Right.
because we know Malaysia is very serious in ESG initiative, and we have been, even the security commissions, yeah, Bank Negara are very serious in this, introducing for example, guidelines and NSRS, which is the National Sustainability Reporting Framework, which is ESG document, how we can do the reporting correctly, yeah, under this Besar Malaysia, and under this for everyone's information. Um, the US is not very keen about ESG. At least
Okay.
the present government, the present Trump administration, at least, yeah, the Republican, they are not keen in ESG, and they consider that ESG is very burden for the industries. Yeah, they don't care. Even Trump nowadays, they don't care about environment. They don't care about for example, climate change. Yeah. So with regard to this ART, when we signed the ART with the US, this will give the implication to the Malaysian business, yeah, when because we cannot impose the regulation that we do for the ESG for the American companies that export to us, yeah, and this I can see is a challenge for us, yeah. For example, if let's say some exporters, for example, uh, uh, that we want to put it on the certain reporting aspect for the criteria, certain criteria for the ESG, in the environment, whatever. What if the US counterpart doesn't want to follow? So this will be the issue for us. I do not know. Maybe the speaker can give a comment on this.
Prof, this climate change is actually a scam according to the US.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. They have done some measures. Okay. It's all a scam according to them.
And then for example, they don't want even when we talk about this social equity and so on. Yeah, I involved in the organization called ICANN, which is
Okay.
the Internet Corporation for Assigned Name and Numbers.
Yes.
We actually we have introduced a lot of things about equality and so on when we let's say in terms of dealing with the domain names and numbers, assignment of numbers, for example, for countries in the world. But recently we have a directive from the U.S. administration not to include that even in the in this organization. This organization is based in US, so need to be applied for the whole country, for the whole world. And equality is actually one of aspect of these social things. Yeah. So it seems that the U.S. government is very very much not very keen in this thing, and and with art, for example, with this agreement, this can impact. For example, when we want to develop our transformer, for example, transformer for the um, some researchers in Japan, yeah, they develop their own. Um, we use the GPT. Yeah, GPT is a generalized general purpose transformers, right? So this GPT, for example, this chat GPT that we use, is a general one. But I found one group in Japan that develop this specific purpose transformer for the ESG, yeah, using I think about 3,000 parameters, yeah, for these transformers, and this is where the AI is being included, yeah. So but I do not know whether we can apply that, because this is also the digital things that included in the agreement with the US, and the US do not want us to proceed unless we discuss with them. If they don't agree, we cannot do anything.
Oh,
And what a pity that we agree to that terms.
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that.
I don't know. I don't know. What's your comment, Dr. Sima?
Because America's priority is MAGA.
Yeah.
You see, they will do anything.
Yeah.
So, Prof, I totally agree with you. And if you remember, one of the challenges of President Trump during the election was these environmental campaigns against him. So, at the end of the day, businesses had more power than they succeed to elect him. Yeah, unfortunately, nowadays we can see that the US is doing this, and they are trying to put it in a unnecessary factor, and they just don't care, and try to, you know, remove it in their projects, and especially in the production and energy consumption. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, related to that as well. For example, we want to do a research, special purpose research. For example, using AI. For example, we need to have certain, let's say, the GPU from China on this, for example. So we cannot do it unless we get the approval from the US. Yeah, this is related to the ESG. So ESG will involve enormous amount of data, yeah, to be analyzed by companies, by big companies. And I think the Commission requires now for all the companies registered on the main board to provide the ESG reporting, yeah, in the annual report. Yeah. So how about if this is a US rated company? So will they comply with our with our requirement? So this is the challenge for us after this
Yeah.
this agreement.
Yeah.
But I
was
don't want to say ESG is not important. ESG is very important for this company. And during my retirement, I took 6 months to study about this, about ESG and the use of AI in ESG. The sad thing happens when this agreement came into reality.
So
Yeah.
this was what I asked Dr. Sima. The data presented to the Security Council, can it be falsified?
Yeah, everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Because at the end of the day,
so
it's
can
manually
I?
done,
Yeah,
right? The data is manually analyzed, is it?
yeah. It's not manually analyzed, but
Okay.
we can falsify the data that is going to analyzed by AI models. Okay,
Well,
maybe they are
okay.
not sophisticated enough to detect the falsified data, like what is happening in fraud detection. They are trying to act as a human generic data, and the softwares, unfortunately, are not able to detect all of them.
So at the end of the day, it's ethics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is one question from Mr. Ikwan. Can I go to the questions?
Yes. I think there's one from Sharifa, I think.
Okay.
What are the questions?
The question from if I go from the beginning, okay. Mr. Ikram is asking about whether robotic surgical system in healthcare is considered as AI implementation or not. So in healthcare, we have a different kind of robotic surgical. Okay. If it is a mechanical robotic, means that it is controlled by the surgeon. Okay, so even they have used the AI models inside, but still it's under the human control. So that one we cannot say is AI totally implemented. But there are robotic surgical systems where they use the power of AI to detect the tissue, to detect from where the surgeon can cut, to help surgeon to make a decision. So that one we can consider as AI implemented. Okay, so it depends on what kind of surgical robotic you are mentioning. I hope I can answer your
There are a few more
question.
questions there, I think.
Yeah. I looked through all. Another one is Miss Sharifa was asking about the slides. Okay, never mind. I can share the slides.
Okay.
I think that's all.
Okay. All right. Any more questions?
There's once more. One more,
Yeah.
Dr. Sima.
One more related. One more related to Malaysia implementation of ESG related to mineral and quarry in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So this one, I really don't have clear information, detailed information on how they use the ESG initiatives in mineral and quarry. So I'm not sure about the level of ESG related activities there.
Yeah. There are two toxic firms here. One is Vale, the other one is Linas.
Yeah.
But the government is very silent about it.
Yeah.
The government is very, very silent on it. These two toxic firms with radioactive elements.
So, Prof, I think I answered all the questions from the chat.
Is it all answered? Any more? Arjuna, can you see?
Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah.
That's all, huh?
Mhm.
All right. If there's none, thank you so much, Dr. Sima. Your
You're welcome.
presentation was really uplifting. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. See you
You're
again.
welcome.
And thank you all to others also who participated in this program. And Prof.
Yeah.
Soidi, very good.
Yeah. Actually, this is one of my research interests. I mean,
Okay.
AI and ESG,
ESG. Okay.
Mm.
because actually the reporting challenge. Yeah. Now, when we want to do the reporting, the costs actually this capitalistic organization would charge it very much, and even they require to get certain certifications and so on. But if we can have